Greetings, Captains. Gunship here. Hope you are doing well. Today I'm going to go through the May 2023 sale in War Thunder. It's the first sort of sale of the year, and it's not the big sale, I would say. It's a good sale, but it's not the big one. The big one tends to come later when it's Guidance birthday, and the discount tends to be 50% rather than the 30% there is right now. So with that in mind, let's crack on. Now, there is one thing that you could buy now with benefit, and that's the same benefit as later in the year, and that's a premium account discount. So there is 50% off if you want to buy either 90 or 365 days for Golden Eagles in your hangar, or you can go in the Guardian store and buy half a year, 180 days, but also for 50% off. Those are good value and probably the best value proposition you get in the game, full stop. But this video is about the vehicles, so let's crack on with those. So we'll go in order they appear in my hangar. So we'll start with the US, and we will start with the Coastal Fleet. Now we have three ships here that is on sale: the PT-174, and then we got the Thunderbolt, and then the Douglas. Now, I would go straight for the Thunderbolt if you're on a budget, because it would actually get you a long way up the tree, and it'll be a very useful ship to help you try and take, for example, the early spawn points, when you're in the Bluewater fleet. So, a good choice for budget. If you can straight to the Douglas, a lot of people have fun with that ship, especially because it has two rockets that you sort of fly in on the back of the ship, and of course if you stay in, for example, a spawn point, then that will reload for you, and some people use that. Very good ship, both of them. So I would say that is what you can go for the US Coastal Fleet. Moving on to the Bluewater, Wilkinson and Frank Knox, excellent starter ships. The Frank Knox is better in the sense it's rank 3. And often when you have to do daily tasks, certainly the second task requires you to be in a rank 3 vehicle. And obviously rank 3 will help you to research rank 4 down the line. So well worth it. The Moffat is also very good. Now I don't know what it costs because I already have it. But that is also an excellent ship. But the two 4.7 together, if you are new to naval, it's definitely a good combination, and that will do you very well. Moving on to Germany, and we will look at the Coastal Fleet first. I wouldn't bother with the VS8. It looks like an interesting ship, and it can lay mines, but it's very vulnerable to be shot down. However, the M802, if that's on sale, I find that a really strong ship. It's slow, but it has a lot of staying power. It seems to be able to take a lot of heat, and it's excellent for awfully researching, the full tree, because at the rank 4 it will go all the way down. So although you think, oh, this is just a sub chaser and it might cost 3,000 Golden Eagles or something like that, it might just be worth it if you're into your German ships, excuse me. Going on to the Bluewater, Z-47, I personally don't bother with the smaller ships unless you just want to have them for posterity's sakes. But the Z-47 is a strong destroyer. It's well placed in rank 3. I know it's not on sale, but still would recommend it. It's not on sale because it's in the, I think it came out in Sky Guardians, and that's not on sale. But if you're looking for starting up in Germany, yeah, it's not like a huge amount of money. I would certainly consider it. And it goes well with, for example, the two other ships over here, the 32 and the 43. Nice little lineup. The Z-25 that you see here, that came from a battle pass, so you won't be able to pick that up unless you already have it. And I doubt it's in the marketplace. We got the Karlsruhe further down, and for 3,400, that is definitely a contender. It's a decent ship. The Prince Jürgen will be in a pack, so that will be in a sale a bit later. So the sale will switch first from in-game and then to what's in the store next. But 5.7 is a good BR for grinding, and of course with a rank 4 it'll give you access to grinding all the ships down here. So ultimately, if you're new to the Navy here, the ships you're really going to look to get first of all is the Scharnhorst. That's a better one of the lot down there. Very strong ship. It's a battle cruiser, but it get battleship level of armor protection and quite fast firing guns. So absolutely recommend the Scharnhorst. It's definitely a contender for possibly the best ship in the game. That and the Kronstadt. Moving on to Russia, we will look at the coastal ship first. So some of these may be on offer. Now this one here from Battle Pass, so it might be this one here. I'm no big fan of those. They're quite tanky, but they are so slow. You see max speed is 25 kilometers an hour. The battle is almost over by the time you get in there. Struggling a little bit with that. The ship of choice here is actually the more expensive ones, the 4.0, which is a frigate. And I get a frigate spawn, but it's still a good, strong ship. And then you have the PR21, 12412P. Why did that make such a long name? It's a good ship as well. But what you really want to aim for in this lineup, getting those ships there, is you want to get down and get the PR206. That ship there, probably one of the very best coastal ships in the game. And if you're in a squadron, definitely get the SKR7. That's a little bit outside of the scope of this video, but since we are talking naval, that's a very strong ship to have. And if that's your only ship in the Russian Navy, I would very much consider putting a talisman on that. I know that probably not any discount for squadron vehicle talisman, so it will cost a bit, but it's worth it if you want to research the blue or coastal fleet. It always takes ages. Bluewater. So we got the Smelai. I don't have it. I'm sort of considering buying it, but I got the whole Russian fleet, so it's less of a need. But the Blacko, that's a great destroyer. It's very powerful, deceptively good guns. So they're not particularly fast firing, but they seem to do a lot of damage. So that's the Blacko together with the Sputnik here. That's a good combination. And then one of the ships from the coastal lineup, and you're in business. Now the Kerch down here, it was a 5.0 at some point, and then they moved it up because it was simply too strong. I still think it's okay at 5.3, and often in 5.3 you get down tier to 5.0. So but definitely consider it, also because it's cheaper than the next one down here, and it's still rank 4, so it gives you access to research all of rank 5. This ship here is good. I don't have it, but everyone I speak to says it's a very nice ship to play with, and again it will do it. It's on the more costly side at 5,600. So if it was me and I was stuck between those two, I might go for the more expensive one, truth be told. Probably what I would do. And then you are there. You're in 6.0 and you take the battles, and that's fine, but it's capable. So that's where you want to go with. And of course, if you're new to Russia, the ship to aim for is the Kronstadt by far. That ship is fantastic. That and the Scharnhorst is probably the two top ships in naval at the moment. The Alaska is probably following just after that, and that's from America, the Alaska. Going to Great Britain, let's go to the coastals. Now, I don't tend to worry too much about rank 2 because and I wouldn't bother about this ship here because it's not particularly fast and so on. The Leola, though, that's an amazing ship. and especially now it's put down to, it came first out at 4.0 and then they moved it down to 3.7, but it's definitely good at 3.7. Now I have in a way played a lot because I played the Peacock a lot, and they're sort of the same ship, but the Leola has some more AA on it, which actually is handy. It just has one gun at the front, but that 76mm auto gun is good. Doesn't get terribly much ammunition, so a bit sparingly with it, but it only takes you 2 or 3 shots to take down another coastal ship. So yes, you will definitely want to consider that one if you are wanting to go up the British Navy tree. And of course it gives you access to also get all the rank 4 ships. So yeah, I would recommend the Leola. Looking at Bluewater for the British, that's a bit sparingly, to be honest. I think the Jervis might be on sale, but the problem is it's a rank 2. So it doesn't really help you much in the daily quests, which is annoying. But you can have it if you're new to the British fleet and you don't want to invest too much. It's still a capable ship. I like it, but in terms of its rank 2, yeah, British are being a little bit shafted here. Belfast, I can't remember if that's a Golden Eagles one or it will be in the shop. If it's a Golden Eagles one, it's not the best ship, that some will say, but I've found that I have good success with the Belfast. It's not one that is a brawler, but it has good rate of fire, and yeah, at 5.7 it's not completely lost, and it's kind of your only option to move on into the higher rank. So if Britain is what you're doing, then Belfast is your only choice really to get down the line here. And the best of the British is currently the Hood, and actually the Marlborough is surprisingly good as well. It's an older ship, but it has good guns with a very high HE filler on the ammunition. I think it's 88 kilos per shell, which is good. Probably the best in the game, to be honest. So yeah, very good. Japan, coastal fleet. I believe that you can buy the PDO2, and the PDO2 is fun. It's a glass cannon. It's fast. It takes a little bit of getting used to because it's a hydrofoil, so it sails a bit differently, a bit harder to turn and that kind of stuff. But it had a fantastic little gun on it, and just so you know, you want to take that tick box off, okay? So you don't want to have this because that gives us a different gun. You want this gun here with these rounds instead, and it's amazing because it's APDS rounds you're shooting with. It's a super little ship, a lot of fun. So that's an absolute recommendation to get that. Akabona is good too, for sure, and might be worth it for the price of 2,000. It's not too shabby. So if you're into the Japanese, yeah, PDO2, capture point, doing that kind of stuff, and it can definitely take down a 206 and stuff like that. It's just a question about who shoots first, really. Looking at the Bluewater, I think the Yubari is the one you're getting, and the Yubari is not that great. It's a rank 3, but it's probably one of my least favorites. But if that's your choice and what your money can afford you, and you're doing Japanese, that's probably the one you have to go with. But I'm not overly keen on the Yubari. However, this one here is not on sale yet, unfortunately, so it's still full price. I would wait, but that is a good ship. And the Mikuma is in the shop, so that might be on sale. So if you're looking to the Japanese, then wait for the shop sale to start, and then look at and getting the Mikuma as a pack. That would also give you some Golden Eagles as well, and that's probably the way to go if you're into your Japanese get the Mikuma. This is a good ship. It's not a brawler, but it carries 24 torpedoes, all long range, and if they hit, and they pretty much take down an enemy ship. And if you stay back a little bit, it has a lot of guns. It got 5 turrets with 3 cannons in each. And yes, it's good, but stay out of the way and do the damage with that ship. China doesn't have any naval, but Italy does. So let's start with the coastal fleet there. We got the Sparriero. This looks a little bit like a PTO2, but the gun is different, and it takes a little getting used to. So some people love it, and some people are like, nah, I'm not really keen on it. Hans and Hart think the PTO2 is better, but if you're playing Italy, that is your choice. So go for that one. The Frisia here, I think that was an event vehicle. It's very good, and people are really annoyed they can't get it. It's one of the best boats in the game, hence also the battle rating at 4.7. It's 0.3 higher battle rating than a 206, so that should be telling you something there. But yeah, if you're doing the Italian trade, then this Sparriero is not a terrible thing to have. And this one here, I have not played at all, but I would say in terms of its speed is 30 kilometers. It's not the best. However, it does get a sub chaser spawn, so it might be okay. But I would go with the Sparriero over the 2. Bluewater. At least the Tira here is a rank 3, and there's good other 4.3 in the lineup. So if you go down the Italian choice, it's not like a specifically great ship or a bad ship. It's middle of the range, but it's premium and it's cheap. So yeah, if you're new to Italian, it's better to get it than not to get it. I think this one here you might be able to pick up as well, and if you can, that will certainly give you a good combination. These over here, I believe, are event vehicles. Yeah, summer landing, and I'm not quite sure about this one. You might be able to pick that one up as well. If you can, yeah, then that's a good combination there. Polar, good ship, and it does have a discount. Remember, it will be 50% later on in October, November time. But if you're into Italy right now, then Polar is a good ship for sure, and it will go nicely together with the Tsar when you get down the line. The battleships in Italy is not amazing. The Andrea Doria is maybe the better ship just because of the battle rating of 6.3 rather than the Giulio. I have both. But I almost favor this one. They're sort of quite similar in terms of firepower. Last but not least, we are running out because there's no discount on France, and we're waiting for France hopefully to come out in the next patch. We'll get a tree there, and there'll probably be some premiums there, but they will be at full price. And well, these premiums already came out, and I have this one here. This is a good ship, by the way. But obviously, I have nothing much to play it with at the moment, so I can only play it on its own. And for that, it's all right, but it won't be on discount right now. And with that concludes the run through. I hope that was useful, and have good luck on the 7 seas, and I will see you in the next one.